there are people who, see the word empathy and, inclusivity and a lot of these like words, servant leader, like all of these things that we're seeing as being very buzzworthy, and they're just kind of like virtue signaling with it or trying to make it appear that they are the most like enlightened and most caring, but then beneath the surface there is not really that care. It's almost as though like they're weaponizing these terms just because people are more aware that they exist now, and they always have been. It's just there wasn't a terminology necessarily to describe it.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that very, very much. And I couldn't agree more. I personally feel that we are at a turning point in society and in our culture. And I'm not the only one. There's a lot of researchers out there that point to a rise in the behavioral states of people that have no empathy, which by definition are narcissists, psychopaths, sociopaths. The fact that we're getting more and more of those people in our society with zero empathy says we need to change something, and we need to do it soon.
Right. And I will say this also, a lot of people have the concern that with like the proliferation of AI tools, that empathy and compassion for one another will continue to diminish. But I'll tell you this, some of the like custom GPTs I've configured and developed have shown me more empathy and care than a real live human being. And I think that is scarier than the tools themselves, or like, it just shows that people as people need to show up and be better.
Yes, I agree. Well, there's also always this pendulum shift, right? So the more we're looking at machines and technology and AI that supposedly has less empathy than people, the more the people that can harness the empathy and the emotional intelligence are going to be in demand. They're going to be the ones in the future that can really use these skills that people are going to want. It's going to be high value.
Right. And Gen AI, it's really just a mirror of how you are inserting your commands and your requests. So if you talk to your GPT or what your Claude or whatever tool that you're using in a way that sounds like passionate, exhibits care, you're going to get that mirrored back. But unfortunately, because we see so much of a diminishment in care from like the overall population, and that's who's going to be utilizing these tools, that's where my concern comes in. It's not the tools themselves. They're simply a tool. Like AI is narrow AI. It's not like these are algorithms. This is not like sentient or even near sentient yet. It's simply a mirror due to, how these algorithms have been built.
Yes. And very good point. It's a tool, and a tool is only as good as the person using it.
Exactly.